Hello and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Merrie, and today's video we are doing a tutorial on this plum smoky eye makeup look I did a while back on my beautiful client Bree. This was actually quite a while back that I filmed this. There's been a lot going on. I might do a video, kind of a life update video, we'll see. But here we are, finally posting it. This look was too good not to post, even if it is months later. So I started out with eyes, and I always like to prep the eyelids with concealer. I used the Dose of Colors Meet Your Hue concealer, and then I pat it out with a dampened beauty blender and set it with powder. Any translucent powder will work, but I used the RCMA No Color powder. And I'm not going to be able to give you a lot of specific shade names or even products since it was so far back that I filmed this, but I will tell you what I remember. And then the rest, I'm sure you have, similar products in your collection, or just click on any of my other videos and you'll get plenty of recommendations of products that I love. So I do know that I used 2 eyeshadow palettes for this look. I used the Makeup by Mario eyeshadow palette, the one that's just all neutral matte shades. So I used just a lot of neutral browns. And what I like to do when I'm creating a plum smoky eye, or if a client says I want a little bit of purple, unless they want like a full-blown, very purple look, then I like to go about, as you see, kind of starting it off as if I'm just doing a neutral eye look, just doing some, a transition shade that's just a few shades deeper than their skin tone, going in with some browns, all of that. And then what you see me doing here is taking that purpley shade on a smaller brush and starting to incorporate that into the matte eyeshadows. I think that gives the perfect amount of that rich plum shade, rather than, going in with all shades of purple for the eyeshadow. That's just going to be a lot and very cool toned, most likely. And so in order to just keep it really wearable, really warm, really flattering, I like to do this. And then for the shimmer, I don't remember what shade it is. I think I mixed a couple from, I didn't say the second eyeshadow palette I used. It was I think it's called the Bling Boss eyeshadow palette by Morphe and Jaclyn Hill. It's a lot of purple shades, so that's what I reached for to incorporate the purple. And I used some shimmers that I mixed for the lid. So it just created kind of a champagne lid shade that has like a hint of a pinky-ish, lavenderish to it, I guess you could say. And I love this color scheme of eyeshadow on brown eyes. It's actually beautiful on a lot of eye colors, but Bree here has stunning brown eyes, and the purples just really complement those brown eyes and make them look so deep and rich, and I love that look. Plum eyeshadows are also beautiful on hazel eyes and green eyes as well. I will say though that I personally don't believe that you should have to stick to, the colors in makeup that technically are supposed to complement your coloring. It's just makeup. It's literally worn for a day and then you wash it off. Well, you should be washing off your makeup every night. So play around with any color that you want. Like sometimes I hear people say, I have, blue eyes, so I can't wear blue eyeshadow, right? It's like, yes, you can. You can actually wear whatever you want, and I fully support you in that. But of course, there are colors that if you're looking for something that's really going to complement your eye color or your hair color or whatever, then you can go for those colors if that's what you're aiming to do. Okay, so after I deepened up the outer corner of her eyeshadow and blended everything, then I cleaned up under the eyes with some micellar water, and then now I'm taking the lash glue. I used the the Be-Lashed white lash adhesive. It's my favorite lash glue ever, and I apply it to the lash band of the lashes as well as a few dots on her lash line, and then it has that double hold and it really holds the lashes in place. The lashes that I used on her are the Tati Lashes TL6, and they are a very full lash that kind of has a little bit of they're a little fuller on the outer corner, kind of a cat eye shape a little bit. And I went in and moisturized her. Well, actually I moisturized her skin at the beginning. You saw me do. Now I'm priming her skin with the Tatcha Silk Canvas Primer. Then for foundation, if I remember correctly, I mixed the Huda Beauty Faux Filter foundation with the Makeup Forever Reboot foundation. I really, really love that combo because the Huda is like insanely full coverage, just makes you look like a filter, just makes you look like a perfect poreless Barbie doll. Maybe not poreless, that was like, pretend I didn't say poreless, but anyway, you get the idea. And then the Makeup Forever one, in my opinion, is lighter coverage. It's more dewy, it's more hydrating. And so when you combine them, it just makes the most amazing, amazing combination that I'm obsessed with, and just looks like gorgeous skin. So yes, I'm applying that all over her face and neck with a brush, and then blending it and just really working it in with a beauty blender. And I really take my time with this step to make sure everything is very, very well blended. Taking your time to really push the foundation in also increases the longevity of it, in my opinion, and helps it just look more skin-like. Then I'm taking that Dose of Colors Meet Your Hue concealer and applying it under her eyes and the areas I want to brighten on her face. This concealer is one that I'm newer to, and I really, really like it. I've heard a lot of makeup artists recommend it. I think it was Alexis George who I especially had heard saying that she liked it, and if you don't follow her, go follow her right now, Alexis George on Instagram. She does some of the most absurdly beautiful makeup that you've ever seen. But warning, it's so beautiful, it's gonna hurt your eyes, so look with caution. But oh my gosh. Anyway, she uses this concealer a lot, so of course I was interested, and it doesn't disappoint. It is full coverage. It has a very crease resistant aspect to it, I noticed, which is always great. Very long wearing, you know, doesn't mess around. It's here to do its job. So I do really like it so far. And then I am doing some cream contour slash bronzer. I did what I always do, and if you've watched any of my videos, you know what I'm about to say. I mixed the LA Girl Pro Concealer in the shade Beautiful Bronze with her foundation shade, and it just makes the most perfect cream contour. And here I do remember I could have gone a little darker with it. I could have, you know, mixed in a little bit more of the deep bronze or the Beautiful Bronze concealer to darken it a little bit, but I do love how it all turned out. So yeah, and then I blended everything out again under her eye before setting it with powder. And I actually believe I used the Huda Beauty, is it called Easy Bake Powder? Something bake powder in the shade Pound Cake, I believe. An amazing powder. It's the Huda Beauty one. Yeah. So good. And then I applied it all over the rest of her face. And then I took some time to really blend out the smile lines before going in and setting those well with powder. And then I deepened up the areas where we applied the cream contour with some Hoola Benefit bronzer. But I don't remember which shade it was, if it was the original or if it was the caramel shade, one of the two. So yeah, you see me deepening up around the perimeters of her hairline, and we saw on the nose, just all the, you know, typical places. Then I took some of the powder foundation from One Size and applied that under her eyes and along the sides of her nose, just to brighten everything and make her look that much more flawless and airbrushed in those areas. I have to take a second to say that I love, capital Love, these powder foundations from One Size, as well as just the brand One Size in general. Everything that I've tried from them is phenomenal. And I love Patrick Starr. I think he's probably one of the most adorable people. But yeah, this stuff is so incredibly versatile and performs incredibly well. I could go on and on about that powder specifically. So yeah, I applied that in the areas you saw me do, and then now we're moving on to her lower lash line. First, I'm stamping along a deep brown shade and then smudging it out with some of those matte neutral colors with a little bit of the plum shade, and just taking a pencil brush and working that along the lower lash line. And don't be afraid to take your time really blending out and smoking out the lower lash line. We do that with the upper lid with eyeshadow, and so don't neglect the lower lid. It's so huge in the whole makeup look. Then I took Benefit Cookie Highlighter and highlighted her brow bone, her inner corners. And then for blush, I used the Jaclyn Cosmetics Bougie Rouge blush palette, the warm toned one. Wow, I'm actually remembering a lot of the products. I thought I would not remember this many products, but it's just coming to me. I just have a makeup brain. It's like a encyclopedia of makeup that I use in my brain. Anyway, I really do like that palette, by the way, that Jaclyn Cosmetics blush palette. It's beautiful. And then I took some nude liner in her waterline, applied some mascara. By the way, Bree, my beautiful client, was getting her makeup done for a photo shoot for her business, her brand, and I included some of the photos from the professional photo shoot at the end. So stay tuned to the end because they turned out so good. And Bree is just, not only is she beautiful to look at, but she has one of the most beautiful souls ever. Every time I do her makeup, I just feel so happy and uplifted getting to spend time with her. So we did hair and then moved on to lips. I'm using KKW lip liner, and then I believe I used for lipstick the Angelia Cosmetics Ledgy liquid lip, which is one of my favorites. It is such a good nude shade. So you see me applying it here. And then I know I went over everything with a gloss. Don't remember exactly what gloss. I'm pretty sure it was a buxom one, maybe White Russian or something like that. But anyway, just a good nude glossy lip. You know, we all have our go-to combos. And this is, right here, her lash was kind of lifting on the inner corner. So I actually went in, I didn't take off the lash, but I just went in with my little brush, added a little bit more glue there. I didn't reattach it right away. First, I let the lash just kind of dangle there while it got tacky for a minute, and then I went in and reapplied that inner corner. So there's a little trick for you if you ever have that issue. We all have it from time to time. And then I went and just perfected everything with my Hourglass Ambient Lighting palette. That just makes everything glow in the most subtle way and is a staple to me. And I did apply a setting spray, the Morphe one, earlier. Forgot to mention that. And that is the finished look. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please let me know what you think in the comments. Have an amazing day, and I love you so much. Thank you for watching.